A very good morning, my dear students. Hope you all are safe and fine. Welcome back to our Social Studies Geography FA1 revision class 1-2 lessons. First lesson, India relief features. India located latitudinally in the northern hemisphere. This is northern hemisphere, equator to north pole, northern hemisphere, and longitudinal wise in eastern hemisphere. So 0 degrees longitude to east side, eastern hemisphere. Understand, children? India located in southern part of Asia continent, and India is located latitudinally in the northern hemisphere and longitudinal wise in the eastern hemisphere. So it is surrounded by oceans on 3 sides here. Understand, children? Page number 3. Look at the map of India. Here 82 degrees 30 minutes eastern longitude means IST. Eastern longitude. India is central longitude 82 degrees 30 minutes. Here 82 degrees 30 minutes eastern longitude has taken standard meridian. This is standard meridian which passes near Allahabad. This is the reference for Indian Standard Time, IST. IST means Indian Standard Time, and this is 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. GMT means Greenwich Mean Time. So, what is the difference between IST and GMT? This is 1 mark important question. Indian Standard Time is 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. IST means Indian Standard Time. GMT means Greenwich Mean Time. Next question, which longitude is taken as reference for Indian Standard Time? 82 degrees 30 minutes eastern longitude is taken as reference for Indian Standard Time. Understand? Which longitude is taken as Greenwich reference for Greenwich Mean Time? 0 degrees longitude taken as reference for Greenwich Mean Time. Next, what is the geographical location of India? What is the geographical location of India? India lies between 8 degrees 4 minutes and 37 degrees 6 minutes northern longitude to 68 degrees 7 minutes and 37 degrees 25 minutes eastern longitude. So what is the geographical location of India? India lies between 8 degrees 4 minutes and 37 degrees 6 minutes northern longitude and 68 degrees 7 minutes and 97 degrees 25 eastern longitude. Geological backgrounds. So world landforms originated from 2 gained lands, namely Angara land, Laurasia and Gondwana land. The Indian peninsula was part of Gondwana land. So what were the 2 gained land masses? 1 mark question. The 2 gained land masses were the Gondwana land and Angara land. So from which land mass India originated? India originated from Gondwana land. Understand, children? From which land mass India originated? India originated from the Gondwana land mass. Next, major relief divisions. Major relief divisions. What are the major relief divisions of India land masses? So the Himalayas, the Indo-Gangetic plains, the peninsular plateau, the coastal plains, the desert, the islands. This is 2 marks important question. Next, the Himalayas. The Himalayas are comprised of 3 parallel ranges. Himadri, the greater Himalayas, Himachal, the lesser Himalayas, and Shivalik. Next, in this topic, 1 mark important question. Name the Himalayan hill stations. Name the Himalayan hill stations. The lesser Himalaya ranges consist of the famous valleys of Kangra, Kashmir, and Kulu in Himachal Pradesh. This region is well known for many hill stations like Shimla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Ranikhet. So, give examples for Himalayan hill stations. In this topic, 1 mark important question. Give examples for Himalayan hill stations. So, Shimla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Ranikhet. Understand, children? Next topic, the Indo-Gangetic Plains. So, the interaction of 3 Himalayan rivers, Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra, and their tributaries resulted in the formation of Great Northern Plains. So, name the Himalayan rivers. Name the Himalayan rivers means Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. So, the Indo-Gangetic Plains broadly consist of 3 divisions. The western part, the central part and the eastern part. So, the western part was formed by Indus rivers and their tributaries Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj. Next, the central part was formed by Ganga river and their tributaries. Next, the eastern part of Indo-Gangetic Plains was formed by Brahmaputra river. Next topic, the Peninsular Plateau. The Indian Plateau is also known as the Peninsular Plateau. It is surrounded by seas on 3 sides. East Bay of Bengal, West Arabian Sea and South Indian Ocean. So, why do we often use the term Indian Peninsula? This is also 1 mark important question. Next, the Peninsular Plateau consists of 2 broad divisions, namely the Central Island Malwa Plateau and the Deccan Plateau. So, prominent plateaus here are Malwa Plateau on the western side, and towards to the east there is Chota Nagpur Plateau. So, Chota Nagpur Plateau is rich in mineral resources. Topic, Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats are parallel to the west coast. So, the structure of the Western Ghats is continuous. These are continuous ranges and most of the peninsular rivers are originate in Western Ghats. The famous hill station Sudakamandalam, popularly known as Ooty, is located in the Neelagiris. Dodabetta is the highest peak in Western Ghats. These Western Ghats include Annamalai, Palani and Cardamom hills. Understand, children? Next, Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats are parallel to the east coast. Eastern Ghats are not continuous ranges. So, these are lower than the Western Ghats. Eastern Ghats are lower than the Western Ghats. So, Eastern Ghats are no big rivers are originate in Eastern Ghats. So, in the Eastern Ghats, the highest peak in Eastern Ghats is Aramakonda, found at Chintapalli in Andhra Pradesh. Eastern Ghats includes Nallamalas, Velikondas, Palakondas and Seshachalas. Understand, children? Difference between Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. This is 4 mark important question. Next important feature, the Thar Desert. The Thar Desert is located on the leeward side of Aravallis and received very little rainfalls. So, it has an arid climate with very low vegetation. River Luni is the only river in this area. Understand, children? Next, the coastal plains. Next, the coastal plains. So, the southern part of the peninsular plateau is bounded by narrow coastal strips along the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal on the east. The western coastal plains. The western coastal plains starts from Rann of Kutch and ends at Kanyakumari. It is narrower than the east coast. This plains is uneven and broken by hilly terrain. It can be divided into three parts: Konkan coast, Canara coast and Malabar coast. Konkan coast, it touches Maharashtra and Goa. Canara coast, these plains includes Karnataka, and Malabar coast mostly in the state of Kerala. Next, eastern coastal plains. Eastern coastal plains, it starts from Mahanadi in Odisha to Kaveri Delta in Tamil Nadu. These plains are formed by rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. These coastal plains are known by different names locally. Eastern coastal plains also divided by three: Utkal coast, Sirkar coast and Coromandel coast. Utkal coast in Odisha and Sirkar coast in Andhra Pradesh and Coromandel coast in Tamil Nadu. Next, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The islands. So there are two groups of islands, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Here Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands. So Andaman and Nicobar Islands stretched in Bay of Bengal. Andaman Nicobar Islands are Narkondam and barren islands are volcanic origin. Next, Lakshadweep Islands. These are stretched in Arabian Sea and Lakshadweep Islands are of coral origin. Understand, children? Next, improve your learning question and answers also. Read. Improve your learning question and answers, read and map pointing places. Second lesson, ideas of development. In this lesson you have to read page number 14. Developmental goals of different categories of persons. For example, write two developmental goals of landless rural laborers. Means more days of work, better wages, quality education for their children. Understand? Next, income and other goals. Besides seeking more income, one way or the other, people also seeking things like equal treatment, freedom, security and respect from others. So there isn't discrimination. So all these are important goals other than income. For comparison between countries, total income is such a useful measure, that is per capita income. So define per capita income is 1 mark important, very important question. Per capita income, that is rate of total income of the country divided by total population. Understand, children? So we compare the average income with total income of the country divided by total population. Next, why is the per capita income of different countries calculated in dollars and not in their own currency by the World Bank? Only per capita income is calculated by US dollars. So why per capita income of different countries is calculated in dollars and not in their own currency? Because a common exchange of medium is needed because different countries have their own currency, as dollar is considered a strong and stable currency. So it is taken as common exchange of medium. So the World Development Report brought out by the World Bank to classify countries in US dollars. Next, page number 21, table is there. Terms used in this table: IMR, literacy rate. So what is mean by IMR? Or define IMR is 1 mark important question. IMR means infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate means out of 1000 live children born, the number of children who died within 1 year, that is IMR. IMR means infant mortality rate. Next, literacy rate. Literacy rate, it measures the percentage of literate population in the 7 and above age group. Understand? This one also, this is also 1 mark important question. It measures, literacy rate measures the percentage of literate population in the age group 7 and above. Understand, children? Next, development as progress over times. So in this topic, 4 mark important question. Write about the schooling revolution in Himachal Pradesh. At the time of independence, the Himachal Pradesh had low levels of education. Being a hilly area, spread of education was big challenge. So the government of Himachal Pradesh and the people of India were keen on education. So the government made education largely free or cost very little for parents. So the first minimum facilities were provided, later they were expanded. So Himachal Pradesh intensive survey on schooling was conducting in 1996 in 2006. So gender bias was very low in Himachal Pradesh. Schooling became a social norm. There was a greater development in schooling and spread of education in Himachal Pradesh. Understand, children? Next, improve your learning question and answers also you have to read. Okay? Improve your learning question and answers read and prepare well for your examinations. Thank you.